Hi, I'm Pradymna Ranade, and I'll talk about my internship experience with Ra Foundation. I interned with Ra Foundation as a part of my curriculum during my MBA. My internship started with Ra at their Dadar office, where Dr. Sarika Kulkarni introduced me to the foundation, its work, and its people. Development, in its positive sense, is when something evolves into a better version of itself. To be able to fulfill basic wants, want a comfortable life, and to be able to strive for it is what lies at the core of human development. But what happens when fulfilling wants becomes far fetched? It's the basic needs that are unmet. Such is the plight of the people in Palghar region of Maharashtra. Water is the basic of human necessities, but the scarcity of water in this region is a problem. Despite being one of the regions with highest rainfalls, there just isn't enough for consumption. Ra Foundation identified this lacuna and made efforts towards development of watersheds. The idea behind this was to enable year-round farming and support farmers' income. The aim was to fulfill basic needs so that farmers and the area in general could develop. Other interventions like providing opportunities and enabling women to own micro businesses, training farmers in efficient farming techniques, providing livelihood, and imparting skill training to Warli artisans, running health checkups with focus on children, were among other areas of intervention. The foundation followed this multi pronged approach towards holistic development. My project was to measure changes brought on by a borewell and a check dam erected under Project Malhar. I followed a phased process of interacting with people in Jawar and Mokhada region. I used the data and stories collected to perform my analysis and assess the changes that these interventions had made. The whole stint was an experience in itself. It made me realize about my privileges and my comfort that I had taken for granted. There were a few things that stood out for me. One was the concept of Shramdan. The beneficiaries of the project contributed to the project in terms of labor. They worked hard on the erection of borewells and check dams, and that imbued in them a sense of ownership and responsibility, which led to the just use of the resources that they had worked so hard on. Then there was this person who was talking about migration. He told me that he had no sense of security for his life. His employers treated him like cattle. This wasn't fiction or something too distant that could be ignored. This was real people talking about their experiences and what they had to go through. But the good news is that he doesn't have to migrate anymore. He works on his own farm and earns more than what he used to earn when he used to migrate. And such is the case for a lot of other farmers of his ilk. There was this lady, another beneficiary of one of Ra's programs. She was a widow, and the plight of a widow in a rural setting is difficult. Her life is difficult, but Ra assisted her in setting up her own business, and she said that she was happier and more proud of herself. It's been more than a year now, and I still remember all these endearing stories. The results that I observed are a testament to the fantastic work that the foundation has done. More than 90% of families have stopped migration and are engaged in year round farming. They are earning more than a lakh through Jasmine, which is a direct result of these interventions. One common question that I asked every responder was, how are things now? And the answer was an unequivocal, things are better. I believe this is development. And I feel proud to be associated, although briefly, with this juggernaut of change. Other than the humbling experience, I learned a lot. The impact assessment study of this kind was a new learning experience for me. To structure it, to think of the parameters that I could use, and to gauge proper responses from vacillating answers was a new learning for me. I learned a lot about jasmine. I even planted one at my home. Other than that, this experience helped me hone my interpersonal skills by being among a different set of people in a different environment. The whole experience was a growth experience for me. Last and first of it are the amazing people that I met at RA. Sarika ma'am, Manjari ma'am, GK sir, and all the other people. They were all brimming with positivity and motive. It was contagious. My experience was positive because of constant support from them. I learned a lot. They took out time and energy to help me understand things better and help me navigate through the process. I just hope more people get to experience, share, and support the enthusiasm and drive that these people bring to make things better. To sum up my experience in one word, it was enriching.